All of that said, I want to introduce the two ladies standing next to me. On my right is Isabelle Perreau and little Isabelle Perreau. And on my left is Carol Berger. And they are going to share with us their inspirations for their exhibition, Nature Refuge. Let's welcome Isabelle Perreau.
As you know, that's not my favorite moment of the opening, but that's fine. My name is Isabelle Perreau. And so thank you very much to be here, first of all, because between the Photo Fest opening and the spring break, I know there has been a lot of people couldn't attend, so I'm very happy for you to be here. And I will explain a little bit the title. It's not so hermetic, but okay. So Nature, I wanted to do an exhibition about something different, like a challenge. I have done a lot of buildings when I have done Paris, Houston, etc., and a lot of people, like my daughter with my grandson, for example. And so now I decided I'm going to do no people and no building, and I will see what it happens. So it was a challenge because I never thought about that. And the other thing was, okay, so on Nature, I thought to put it with Refuge, because I realized, like lately with my student and my friends, a lot of people are depressed. There is a lot of anxiety. I don't know why, but really it's not a good moment, apparently, those days. So I was looking for what can I do to try to do something light and like focus on other things. So that was also kind of a motivation for the subject. And myself, when I was visiting my parents, I have done a little walk, a long walk by myself around around Angers in the countryside. Is when I took those photos, in reality, those. And I realized that how therapeutic it is to go to see the nature. Any kind of nature. We feel so better after a walk among the nature. If you feel, you go to the essential, you are not like, there is no noise, you are just close to the mystery of life, etc. So it was really a therapy. That's why also I decided to call Nature un Refuge, because nature is still here, so we still can have some comfort going to the nature. That's it.
I'm Carol Berger. I'm the ceramic artist in this show, and I'd especially like to welcome my friends from up on Lake Conroe that managed to make it here through the rain and hail that they had coming down. So I have always been an environmental artist myself. I have cared about nature and preserving it for us and for our youngsters, our future generations. And so all of my art, since I've been here at Archway since 2018, has been related to nature, as are the pieces in this show, all inspired by nature. So I wanted to explain there's a couple of different types of work here. Archway is a wonderful place to be because they allow you the opportunity to be creative and change what you're doing. And it's not the kind of gallery where they invite you in and expect you to paint seascapes every time you bring something to the show. And before I've done musical instruments, I've done sculptural pieces. This time I've worked on developing two different ideas. The first one are the harmony pieces. So I made the ceramic piece and then wove the pine needles on top. And that whole series represents the relationship between the ground that we walk on and the plants that grow on it. So just as the soil supports the flora and nurtures it, so does the plant hold the soil in place and replenish it with its leaves. And so the clay, of course, is the soil, and the pine needle weavings on it are the flora. The second part of this series is working with porcelain. I taught for 38 years before I moved to Texas, and then I took my first clay class and fell in love with it. So now our game room is my clay room. And after working with ceramics and learning how to make pieces, then you start to think about the surface design and the surface texture. And so the porcelain pieces in that end are created, I was counting, probably touching it 14 times on each piece. So first I make it, I trim it, I carve the design into it, then I slip trail it, which is taking liquid clay and making the raised portion on it. Then I let it dry. I mix up some black and blue, paint it all over, let it dry, wipe it back, and then I paint on the vibrant colors that almost look like watercolor on it. It has to be bisque fired next so that the underglaze color doesn't run. Then after it's been bisque fired, it gets glaze fired in a clear so you can see all the intricate design. And then after it has been glaze fired, that's when I apply the gold luster, so it's actually a third firing. And the gold luster, $55 for 2 ounces, by the way, lets you know how treasured nature is, having that little final touch on it. The third thing you'll see in this show, because of our collaboration, I had Isa send me some black and white photographs, the palm tree over here and the reflection photo here. And what I did is I bought a black and white printer with a totally black cartridge, and I could take that photograph and run it through that printer. And because it has a high iron content, that's what remains on the clay surface when I soak the photo transfer in water and slip it onto the finished clay piece. And then it's also has a third firing. So you can use it, just hand wash it, please. And I'd also like to thank, on behalf of Isa and myself, I'd like to thank Isa for such a wonderful collaboration. Mike, my most ardent supporter, and my Archway Gallery, our Archway Gallery family, because I make pieces, I'm sure Isa does too, put them in a box, make it, put it in a box. And when you bring it here, you take it out and you lay it out, and our wonderful curators make it into something special, and you walk around and you look, wow, did we do that? And all of the backs, people who do the advertising, people who set up the store, people who take the videos, everybody at Archway supports a show like this. So I'd like to thank them also. So, thank you.
Thank you all for coming out tonight. Just a reminder.